So the enterprise has long been ruled by Microsoft. Linux is certainly in the enterprise as well, and Google is certainly making headway, but what about Apple? Well, this is a curious little study that came out of Business Insider. They've reported that Apple stands to make between 9 and 10 billion in enterprise sales of its Mac computers in 2012. And while it may not seem like a massive boatload for the industry leader, it represents very significant gains in a market that Microsoft has all but dominated over the past 20 years. So, what have we seen Apple do in the past? You know, they come out of nowhere and then suddenly, boom, they're number one. This has happened with their MP3 players, their mobile phones, their portable tablet computers. Apple is starting to make some gains. And granted, they're not going to overtake Microsoft overnight, but if Microsoft doesn't pay attention with Windows 8, Windows 8 may very well destroy Microsoft's hold on the enterprise market. And maybe enterprise will say, no, we don't want Windows 8. We don't want Apple either. We're going to stick with Windows XP or Windows 2000 or Windows 7, or we're switching to some flavor of Linux. So it's not just about Windows versus OS 10. This is really Windows 8. And at the time, this time, it's different than the time when Windows 7 shipped. Certainly different from the time that Windows Vista shipped. We are in a completely different marketplace. There's so many more options for enterprise today. So many more decisions to make. And you know what? Good decisions. Microsoft ain't the only game in town. So if they screw up Windows 8 with enterprise, well, Apple's numbers may continue to do this. And if you don't think that that's important, let's just take a look at some other Apple numbers. You know, doing this versus Microsoft doing this. You know, you ever seen the stock? Go ahead and compare the stocks. It's really kind of scary. I hope Windows 8 succeeds, especially for enterprise. But enterprise usually adopts that which their users use at home. And if more people at home want to use the iPad, enterprise would be foolish not to want to adapt the iPad to use as well, because users are familiar with it. And the more familiar they are with something, the less money those companies have to spend on training. Now, you've already seen the videos of my dad using Windows 8, Ubuntu, at least 11.10, Unity 2D, and he's also used OS 10. And he got around pretty well on OS 10. Better than he did with Windows 8. Certainly he felt more comfortable because he was familiar with it due to his experience with the iPhone and the iPad. They made great gateway drugs. And if you don't think that consumer experiences do not translate into direct decisions at the enterprise level, you're fooling yourself. Microsoft cannot afford to lose enterprise. What else is left? Well, I guess Office, but do you even need Office today? Really? Will the enterprise market pick up on Windows 8? That's anybody's guess. Certainly would be interested in hearing any of you who are in IT and what you've decided, or if you've made any decisions based on the developer or consumer preview of Windows 8, and if you would roll that out in your, well, enterprise. We've detailed several reasons why Windows 8 could very well destroy Microsoft's hold on the enterprise market. We've detailed them in the link that's in the description somewhere here. Click it. It's on LockerGnome.com, written by Matt Ryan. And if you like it, or even if you don't like it, share it with others. Get their perspectives as well. It's always good to talk about these things. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, right? Good luck, Microsoft.